my name's Bill. As you can tell, I'm a neck breather and a laryngectomy. This particular series of video is going to be basically what I call fact and myth. Some of the myths. You can't blow out the candles on a birthday cake. Yes, you can. Especially if you have a DEP like I have, you can blow them all out. If you don't, you can blow one or two with G pressure, so you still can do a little bit of that. You can't smell. Well, yes, your lungs do have odor receptors in them, and your lungs can detect some odors, not all. It will not. I'm not out. I cannot smell chlorine, bleach, ammonia, things like this. It's very dangerous. You can walk right into it and get knocked right out. So be very careful of that. You can smell a little bit, but not as much. You do a fake yawn, keep your lips closed and yawn, and that'll draw in a little bit of air through your nose. Your nose still works the same as it always did. You just aren't breathing through it, so you're not putting air through it. But it is capable still of smelling. It's just something you have to work on to be able to get a little bit of odor. I get very little. So I have done other things. I made a device that I can hook up and actually inhale. It's a tube that goes from here to your mouth and then till you get to smell. I have a YouTube video out on that. One of the other myths or some of the other things is laughing, please. When you first have the laryngectomy, warn some of your friends, and especially your family. You make no sound when you laugh. If it's funny, you hear hissing air going in and out and a chest moving. My brother was ready to call 911 just because he told me a joke, and I thought it was funny, so warn them. You laugh differently. There's no sound with it unless you have a DEP like I have, tracheoesophageal puncture, and a prosthesis which diverts the air. When I push this little button right here, it blocks the air from coming out and diverts it, and then it comes up my neck. It vibrates on the folds that are in your throat, and it works like big vocal cords, and you're able to actually speak with no vocal cords. Hiccups hurt. You inhale very rapidly, and you exhale okay. But if you have a filter foam, you can almost inhale it. This one I can get enough air fast enough. I can shut off the little flap in here, or the device that I'm pushing, which this is a high flow air, which is more than what I breathe. It would be like breathing through your mouth. You get a lot of air this way, but it's filtered air. Common colds. Yes, you can get them. You can get any illness you ever had before, whether your symptoms the same as they were before. You might even still get the runny nose. It's very common. Most laryngectomies for a while, your nose will run because it's not used to not having the air going through it, but you still are picking up different things. You get your allergies, you get everything. So you can actually get your common cold. Now, I use what's called a 𝐻ME. Now, the 𝐻ME is a filter, heat, moisture, exchange. And what that basically means is it helps warm up the air that's going into my neck. Now, inside your lungs, you're talking roughly 98 degrees, very high moisture content, which is a good breeding ground for disease or bacteria, so you have to be very cautious, especially as a neck breather. But this little tiny filter is what it looks like. And as I press the cap, it goes down and shuts it off to where no air can go in or out. And that diverts my air. At the back of it will show you, a little hard to get on the camera to where you can really, there we go, where you can see what the filter was. And this one is designed with support bars. They did that for a reason. The reason is, in case you cough and you get mucus on it, you can wipe it off and not have to throw away your 𝐻ME just because you got a little bit of mucus on it, because they get very expensive. Without insurance, you're looking at about $98 for 30 of them a month supply. You wear them one day, 24 hours. But you will see and hear a lot of myths. You cannot do this because you're a neck breather. You cannot do that. You cannot do this. Most of it, you can do. can still whistle, which they tell you you can't do, or many will. It may take you relearning it, but you can whistle. I've got a video on that also. I've learned to whistle. I've learned to do the dove call that I used to do, which is, I don't know if I can do it now, because I usually use a hands-free device for it. And I call the doves that are in my neighborhood and have a nest in my house every season. So you can do a lot of things that you told you can't do. Heck, I play the harmonica. That's one thing they'll tell you you won't be able to do. How are you going to play the harmonica? And take a baby nipple, put it over your stomach, put the harmonica up to it, and you play. So there's a lot of myths and things that they tell you that you cannot do. So it's okay to say, I can't yet, and then you work on it. It's just how bad do you want it. Whistling took me 2 months working on it, pretty much all day long, every single day of the week. At work, when no one was around, I'm trying to whistle, trying to get something out, never could do it. Finally, on my drive home from work one night, I whistled. I wanted to wake up everybody in the house and tell them I was able to whistle. To them, it's like, big deal, so you can whistle. To me, that was 2 months learning it, but I can whistle. So you have to work on things a little harder. Your body works differently. You swallow much different. It is true. If you drink or eat and then bend over, your stomach, remember, is very high. It's up underneath your rib cage. Gravity takes over when you become this, and you will lose it. The upper muscle of the gut is called sphincter, which is right at the esophagus. To keep the food down, they have to cut it when they make this diversion and change. And in doing that, gravity takes over and you'll lose. You take a nice big sip, a couple cups of water, bend over to tie your shoes, and it'll run right out. So you tie your shoes before you eat breakfast. Little things like that they will tell you that you cannot do, you can do. You just have to work on it a little harder. So please check out some of the other videos. It will show you different things on how to make a baby nipple whistle, but you don't need it. You can just put a whistle in your mouth and still use it for the coach whistles. It'll also show you how to make a tube and a baby nipple so you can hook it up to your stoma. And also, please always call it a stoma. If you are a laryngectomy and your larynx was removed, it is a stoma. So take care. Hope you enjoyed the video. Click like if you did.